glorious night in a perfect city. Welcome to San Diego, California for the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. The Oregon Ducks making their first ever appearance in this game. 9 wins. They shared the conference championship under coach Mike Bellotti this season. And from Austin, the University of Texas, third-year head coach Matt Brown has Chris Sims at the helm. They won 9 games for the third straight year. Kirk Herbstreit, Jerry Punch in a second. We're here to tell you that Texas football is back. This could be a title contender for 2001, but they want to end 2000 on a high note. We've seen the players this week. Physically, you look at them, you say Texas wins this game. But Oregon's heard that for the last 6 years, and they've won 48 games, more than anybody else in the Pac-10. What do you guys see tonight?
Well, if you're a fan of big plays in bowl games, this is definitely the football game you want to watch. Because if you look at the defenses, both of them like to take chances, both play a ton of man coverage, and both offenses have the ability to make those defenses pay. For Texas, it'll be Chris Sims, a heralded quarterback. Throughout his career, he has had a lot of pressure. He's had a decent season this year, up and down, finished very strongly against the arch-rival Texas A&M, where he threw for over 383 yards with 3 touchdowns. Now tonight, Oregon will press him, play a ton of man, and I think Chris Sims could have a big night tonight throwing to some young freshman wide receivers by the name of Roy Williams and B.J. Johnson. Could be electrifying plays tonight.
Texas better score because Oregon's a hot football team. They won 8 out of the last 9. They've done it with an offense that averages over 400 yards of total offense each game. Their leader, number 3, quarterback Joey Harrington. Now, Joey's an excellent passer, tremendous leader. Most important, 13-2 as a starter. But keep your eyes tonight on a junior college running back, number 9, Maurice Morris. This kid can fly, he can run it, he can catch it. Dr. Jerry Punch, Oregon's got tremendous offensive balance. I think they're going to test the Texas defense.
Exactly. You know, Oregon's well aware of the fact that they grow up large in Longhorn land. This year, all the eyes of Texas have been focused on 2 massive All-American defensive tackles, the 320-pounders by the name of Casey Hampton and Sean Rogers. Hampton was Big 12 Conference Defensive Player of the Year and became the first defensive lineman in Longhorn history to lead the Longhorns back-to-back years in total tackles. Sean Rogers, despite missing 2.5 games for a high ankle sprain, had pretty impressive numbers as well. And Mike, it should be a lot of fun tonight watching these potential first-round draft picks in the NFL play their final college game.
Talent all over the field here at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. We know those of you in the Northeast are bracing for a foot of snow. It's in the 40s in Eugene and Austin. It is perfect in San Diego, and every year at this time we come here and we wonder, why don't we live here? This city is the best. 23rd Culligan Holiday Bowl. 13 of the previous 22 games have been decided in the final 2 minutes and have been decided by a touchdown or less. Oregon won the toss, deferred the option to the second half, so Texas will receive. Dan Katz, not a strong leg, just 4 touchbacks this year, kicking off. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike, the deep men. It's Ivan Williams from the 9. Takes it out across the 30 and to the 31-yard line. The tackle for Keith Lewis. Here comes Texas, led by Chris Sims. You know everything about him. He's Phil's son, high school player of the year nationally in '98. Second starting stint of the season. Comes off his best game of his career. And on the Beck starting lineups, Hodges Mitchell, second straight 1,000-yard rushing season. And what about the receivers?
Keep an eye on Roy Williams, number 4, and B.J. Johnson, both true freshmen. And as much man coverage that they'll face tonight, Texas is going to have to make them pay with the deep ball.
Drive start for the Longhorns from the 31. And Sims to the air right away. Incomplete. Looking for Roy Williams. The coverage is there from Rashard Bowman. We're going to see that matchup all night. Let's talk about the battle up front on the lines, Lee.
Left tackle, number 70, senior Leonard Davis, 6'6", 327 to the top offensive line prospect for the National Football League. I'll tell you one thing, he's the best-looking offensive lineman I've ever seen in person.
Wow.
Mike Williams isn't far behind.
The defensive front saw Patu's second all-time in sacks. Seth McEwen gets the start. Jason Nicolau is not hurt, but we'll see the senior defensive end as the night goes on. On second down, Sims has 5 receivers in the pattern. And the lefty fires complete to B.J. Johnson.
The basket fake.
goes to first down yardage at the 41. Let's finish these lineups. Tell you about the back seven for the Ducks. If Collier, Smith, who was a first-round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals and had a good baseball career, and Sable, they're all seniors. And the secondary for the Ducks tested tonight.
I indicated a little bit earlier how the Texas offensive players and receivers are going to have to make plays. Keep an eye on Rashad Bowman, number 17, and Steve Smith, number 6. They're going to be on an island a lot tonight, and they need to be able to make some plays, and they'll be tested. That's what Rashad Bowman loves to see.
He loves to chat as well. He's going to see number 4, Williams, a lot tonight. Movement up front. They give first time for the night. Hodges Mitchell. There was no flag. And the first down carry goes to the 44. A pickup of 3. Hodges Mitchell, 1,118 yards this season. Senior. Small guy at 5'7". But he is dangerous, not just as a rusher, but a pass catcher. 37 catches this year.
That's a good point. He's number 2 in the Big 12 for yards receiving by running backs, only behind Quentin Griffin of Oklahoma. So you know he's going to be a threat coming out of that backfield.
Second and a long 6. Sims to throw, look Williams' way, and Bowman smelled it, was all over it, and there for the coverage.
We're going to see this matchup all night long. Even in warm-ups, they were talking back and forth. They've been talking to each other at all the functions all week. Bowman is undersized, but he's a heck of a ball player. 5'8", 180 pounds, went up against Roy Williams. It's 6'5", 210 pounds. Bowman there, good instinct to come up and knock that ball loose.
But he also, if you notice, Kirk, he had number 24, Ryan Mitchell, double covering that William Kitts. They're not going to leave him on that island too long. Just like you said, it's good night, sweetheart.
You leave him on the island, you are not a survivor. Montrell Flowers, junior receiver in the game. 4 receivers for third down. And a first down catch is made across midfield and into Oregon territory. The 44-yard line, dozen yards on the gain. Brandon Healy, the senior from Carlsbad, California, right north of San Diego, made the catch.
It's the first time I've seen Chris Sims in person, and I'll tell you what immediately strikes me. He's amazing when it comes to throwing the ball straight, Kirk. He knows who to throw it to, but boy, he throws it straight, doesn't he?
Sure has a presence in the pocket as well. They're on 3rd and long, sat in there very nicely, delivered the ball right on the money.
The opening drive here for the Longhorns. No run. Hodges Mitchell spinning forward to the 41-yard line. Garrett Sable, the senior from Winter Park, California, on the tackle.
As much as we're talking about the one-on-one matchups to the outside, as Lee indicated, Nick Aliotti is smart enough to keep those safeties back, the defensive coordinator for Oregon. But Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator for Texas, said the most important thing tonight is not to abandon the run. Just because they're going to try to outnumber us, we have to stick to our guns because we need to have balance to have success. We can't just try to throw it in.
It's inviting with those receivers going. Get back and throw. 2nd and 7. He's 5'8". He's undersized. He is playing at a disadvantage compared to the Texas athletes. When he told us, "Hey, I'm a football player," and we said, "Well, what about the size?" He said, "No, I'm a football player."
That's all that matters.
Well, I tell you what, he can talk all he wants. He's first team all Pac-10, and this is what I like about him. Watch him, reads the run, comes up, Kirk, and gets good square. You see the reason why he makes that play? He got down nice and low, and he got down underneath the pads, and boom, exploded to him. Nice play, Bowman.
3rd and 5. Healy comes back in the game, giving him the 4 receiver look. And Sims throws underneath. Incomplete. He wanted B.J. Johnson, but the coverage was there. And Texas will likely punch it away. Rasuli Webster, the free safety.
This was a play right now that looked like Sims had him, but I believe the ball might have been tipped somewhere along the line of scrimmage, right there by that defensive back. I tell you what, Kirk, Sims is more impressive than I thought he would be starting the ball game off.
Considering he's still young in his career, he stepped in with great poise here. That was a nice play by Webster to get a hand on the ball.
Chris Stockton, the do-it-all kicker for the Longhorns, cannot pin Oregon inside of its own 20, so the Ducks will start at the 20. First timeout, 3.5 in, opening quarter of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl from San Diego. Graham comes down the Oregon sideline with us tonight here at Qualcomm Stadium. Opening drive for the Ducks. They average just under 29 points per game. Deep in the hands of Sammy Parker, the speedster Richard, freshman receiver. What a hit he took. Said hello. Flag down on the play as well. Our officiating crews from the Big West. Judson Howard has a personal foul on the Longhorns.
They got Quentin Jammer there on a lead hit. Interesting call here by Jeff Tedford, the offensive coordinator of Oregon, opening the game here with the reverse. And Sammy Parker has blazing speed. Once he gets to the outside, you can't really tell if he's out of bounds. Oh, there it was, right there.
It was on Greg Brown.
Yeah, it was a late hit there on Greg Brown coming through.
Greg Brown in the last game, first defensive snap, made an impact, an interception of a Texas A&M pass to set the tone in their rivalry game.
I like the call because Texas has got tremendous team speed and pursuit, and a reverse like that will slow them down and make sure they play the backside. I like the call to start the ball game off.
Still it's 15 more yards after the foul. So Joey Harrington and the Oregon offense have it at the 42. Nice play fake. To the fullback, Josh Long. First down and more. Skilled in the secondary by Jakari Peterson. For a gain of 18. And Oregon has back-to-back first downs.
Another great call here by Jeff Tedford. Texas is a defense that plays a ton of man-to-man coverage. Here the linebacker gets caught up. Eric Wallace, number 2, the outside linebacker responsible for line, gets caught up with the play action. And once he rolled out, there was nobody there to cover the fullback.
But again, misdirection against teams that can run are the best way to start the ball game. That was another misdirection call. Excellent play.
Now they're going to have 3 receivers and 1 back. You'll see lots of formations. And the first touch of the night is a big one for Mo Morris. Could have been even bigger. Boy, did he explode through there. Sean Rogers got an arm on him. So here is Joey Harrington. Grew up an Oregon fan. He's living his life dream. He's quarterback in the school he always wanted to go to. Second team All-Pac-10 behind Marcus Tuiasosopo. Morris, 1,106 yards this year. The receivers, Howery and Tucker, average 16 yards per catch. Texas is the headline offensive team, but the Ducks can quick strike as well. After Maurice Morris picked up 6. Second and 4. That is Keenan Howery, the sophomore in motion. For the Ducks. Taking through the rest of this battle up front, the Oregon offensive line.
Number 76, the right tackle, senior Lee Gundy, 6'6", 325, all Pac-10, number 2 team. He represented a team yesterday at the Culligan Holiday Bowl banquet. Very, very impressive young man.
On the Texans defensive front, Hampton and Rogers. Jerry told you about the 2 studs in the middle, but the key man this year may have been Kalen Thornton, a true freshman who made a big impact at a position where the Longhorns had some of the biggest question marks coming into the season. On first and 10, it is Hampton looking for a receiver, looking for the end zone. It's caught. Spectacular Keenan Howery catch. First and goal, Ducks.
What they did that time, Kurt, is they ran a little crossing route. They run the wide receiver up the middle, then Keenan Howery did a little circle pass. Watch the way he comes out. Oh, wasn't that sensational concentration, Kurt?
That's a big-time catch. Keenan Howery, known for his great hands, kind of a wheel route. He takes Robert Baines down the sideline just after he catches the ball. Chris Carter-like getting that left foot down.
Line is the lone back. They go 4 receivers and spread the field on first and goal. Oregon looking to strike first. Quarterback draw. Quarterback down to the 1. Second and goal for Harrington and company. So So the linebackers and DBs must be on alert here for the Longhorns. That linebacking crew in the middle is D.D. Lewis, top tackler, made the move from offense to defense and grew as a player on that side of the ball this year. The secondary has been tested already tonight.
Well, we talked about big plays on both sides. Both defenses game will play a ton of man. The man to watch in the secondary for Texas is Quentin Jammer, moved from free safety to corner this year. Big hitter, also is very athletic. He's going to have to play well tonight.
Second and goal, Morris in the backfield. They give them on Morris. Great ball in a reserve linebacker. One of the players in there, but the middle is tough to run on against Texas.
I was going to say, you got to really have a lot of confidence to go up the middle against the big boys in there. Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton.
Yeah, but the one thing they didn't do well there is they tried to pull the left guard, James Adams, instead of leading the lead blocker to pick up that straight linebacker, they could have scored it. And I still think that they'll try to go either off tackle or in between. But this time I think they'll let the lead blocker and go over the top.
I would say it's a 60-40 Oregon house. Eugene 200 miles closer than Austin to San Diego. Extra point try for Josh Franklin. Struggled mid-season. Was fine with extra points. And has the 7.
The extra point attempt by Josh Franklin is good.
What they did here is they faked the lead play to the outside, and Justin Peelkirk jumped to the outside, 6'5", 245. Interesting note here, the first yo of the week, only 2 football teams have driven 80 or more yards for a score against Texas this season. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and now Oregon Ducks.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. Does your water need a clean bill of health? Find out at Culligan.com. And in part by Buick and your local Buick dealers. And by Betts, a beer apart.
8-play, 80-yard touchdown drive, capped off by the tight end Justin Peer. Harrington perfect on the drive. Oregon leads 7-0. Ivan Williams has been directed at Williams. And he's tackled at the 26-yard
Ivan
line.
Williams takes the ball at the 4-yard
Jenkins
line.
on the stop, back to the touch.
Lee, you showed us going into break. Oregon's going to use the H-back, go in motion, which is going to take the defender, and then they're going to have a play action this way. Now watch how this develops.
22
As
yards.
they move the corner over right here, it draws all of the defenders over here and simply Peels is going to slide out here. There's nobody there to take him, and once Harrington gets outside the pressure, it's pitch and catch.
Interesting. All the big plays in them came from misdirection because of Texas's great team pursuit. That's why those plays work.
Mitchell goes in motion for Chris Sims and Texas offense. Nobody open, pressure. Williams made a spectacular one-hand grab.
The pass complete to Roy Williams.
Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator, said
On the
number
tackle,
4
Rashad
is Randy
Bowman.
Moss. He's a true freshman, but he has that kind of ability.
Randy Moss, or you remember Javon Curse in college before the whole world found out about it? Look at this catch here. Look at the one hand, big hands. Remember when Javon Curse was reported, he was nicknamed the Freak? This kid is a freak, but on the offensive side of the ball.
I want to make a statement here. This kid was on his second team freshman of the year for Sporting News. Who the hell is the first team if that guy's second team? Excuse me.
On first down, Sims to the air. Oregon brings pressure. Chris right in there. Williams, 2. And off another 33 yards.
Run down by Rashad Bowman.
Settling, guys. It's going to be one of those holiday balls. We're going up and down the field tonight, boys.
It's going to be big plays. You got to get pressure on Chris Sims, or I'm telling you, the wide receivers are going to make a pay. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He simply turns around Bowman with an inside cut, and once he turned around, the ball is thrown right on the money. Watch him turn it.
You realize he's 6'5", 210 pounds, and runs like that?
Bowman looked like he guessed and lost there. Guessed and chance touchdown. Marcus Mitchell. Just a yard. Nice penetration by the middle linebacker, Matt Smith, the team's leading tackle. The focus matchup tonight, you see the height difference between Bowman and Williams.
One interesting thing that time, though, Kirk, you and Mike, they didn't have Williams on the outside. He was on the inside receiver, and he had more of the middle of the field to work. I think that's a pretty good strategy for Texas to look at again. Move around. Yeah, move him around. Different areas.
Williams not in for the snap. Sloan Thomas, true freshman. Senior Brandon Healy in the slot. Plenty of time on the play clock as Sims makes an adjustment. Saw something, wanted to throw it. He's looking for Healy. From Carlsbad, California, in the end zone. Intercepted! Steve Smith, the junior, who gets picked on the line because of Bowman's ability on the other side, comes up with the INT.
One of the things we talked about, Oregon coaches said that we can beat Texas if we make them get greedy and go for the big ones. This one here is perfect position by Steve Smith. The reason why he intercepts that ball, Kirk, is that he got it at his height. Tremendous play by Steve Smith.
You're right. He is a versatile athlete. He's played rover at times. He's played corner. I think he is one of the best kept secrets in the Pac-10. You say people go at him. I think it's a big mistake because of his ability. And Chris Sims there checked to that play because I think he saw something that he had a chance to beat them in man-to-man coverage.
Smith's knee came down at the 1-yard line, so instead of the touchback, it will be the full 99 yards to go against Mac Brown's defense for the Ducks.
I think it's a good choice to go over here. He obviously is looking right there. I think he put a little bit too much air on the football, allowing Steve Smith to get back and to go up in the air and make the catch. If he would have that one back, he'd probably put a little bit more zip on that ball.
Steve Smith is an old dinosaur, Nick Aliotti, and he just busts his tail in practice. If you say how you practice is how you play. They point to number 6 on the Oregon defense for the example.
He's been making plays for Oregon all year.
Still back up here. It's 2nd and 10. Mars trying to get some space. Got out to the 7-yard line.
The ball carrier.
3rd and 4 coming up. Corey Redding helped make the tackle. Capital One Bowl Week continues tomorrow from San Antonio, the Sylvania Alamo Bowl. 9-2 Nebraska, 8-3 Northwestern. See it just a step away from the Riverwalk in San Antonio tomorrow at 80th Street on ESPN.
That first drive by Oregon gives us a tremendous psychological boost. The fact is, only Texas Tech and Oklahoma, as I said, within 80 yards for touchdowns. If they can keep this ball moving, this is going to be psychologically a very good move for Oregon. We talked about Maurice Morris in the opening of the game because of the fact he's got great ability as a junior college All-American. Remember, he's averaging 5.8 every time he catches the ball. Arrington rolls out. Kirk, the reason why he rolls out is because pressure's coming from the middle.
They also are doing a good job of staying away from the talented cornerbacks of Texas and looking for the tight end, looking for the fullback, the running back, looking to get away from the skill of the corner and trying to pick on the running back. Not in a good direction, but kind of going back to the backside and toward the backs.
Oregon wins this game. It's outside the hash marks. Toss Morris, nowhere to go. He's got physical speed.
The ball carrier, number 9, Maurice Morris.
And Texas has some players on defense, like
Tackle,
Quentin Jammer.
number 6, Quentin Jammer.
From Texas, 3 interceptions this year. A player who's considering going pro early, has the ability, is fabulous in man coverage.
Fabulous. I asked him, I said, of all the corners out there that you've watched, who's your favorite? And he said, which was interesting, he said Sam Madison. He said, my coach, my secondary coach, coached Sam Madison when he was at Louisville, and I kind of watched him and picked up a lot of tips. He moved from free safety to corner. He's very physical. He said, everything he hits about corners, he doesn't get to hit people.
He's forced 4 fumbles this year, so when he hits, he makes it count. After the loss of 3, they use Morris again. We said in one of our previews that aired during halftime of yesterday's Capital One Bowl Week that you think Morris is one of the best backs who's not known around the country.
No question, he's the best looking back I've seen that nobody's ever heard about. Morris, remember one thing about him. He has All-American ability. He has the greatest running record of anybody in junior college last year. Better than Rudy Johnson from Auburn, better than anybody. This guy's a tremendous player. Kirk, we talked about this is the first time he's been healthy in 6 weeks, right?
It's been a while. He came in highly touted. People knew how good he could be. He's had a great year. He dinged up with some ribs in the toe. Haven't been supposed to be healthy.
3rd and 4, they throw to Keenan Henry. He's not going to lose. Roger Favors, the sophomore from Houston's Lamar High School, will force an Oregon punt.
Texas making some adjustments. That play earlier, very successful for Oregon. Two teams still kind of feeling each other out. The adjustments being made from upstairs.
The adjustment they made is they got out of man coverage on 3rd down. That time played zone, so when they did try to pick off, the linebacker was available to come over. The reason why they stopped that play, they were in zone and not man to man.
Curtis Dorr to punt. Did not have any block. Oregon, very good special teams. Best net punting team in the Pac-10. This Mitchell awaits back deep. Very good kick. 47 yards, good distance and hang time. That's why they're the best in the Pac-10 in net punting. Chris Sims takes the field. Down 7-0 when you come back to San Diego.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl is brought to you by 1010-220. Dial it and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And by Nicorette Gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Who says you only find ice in the drinks in San Diego? They can celebrate the holiday season as well. Mike Tirico, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Dr. Jerry Punch. The 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Third possession for Texas. It's spinning for three. Ryan Mitchell, the second hit. Here's Dr. Jerry on the sideline.
After the last Texas possession, Chris Sims came to the sideline and was talking to the coaches upstairs, talking to Greg Davis. He got off the phone, walked over, and basically what he was telling the receivers is, this is exactly what we were told was going to happen. They're going to do some things to confuse us. They moved to safety to confuse me, and then receiver coach Daryl Drake walked over and told his three young freshman guys, enough with the talking. Don't worry about talking. We need to play early on. Get comfortable and get our young quarterback comfortable.
Flag as there was early movement from the Texas side. You know, when we watched Chris Sims early in the season, as he started and Major Applewhite was brought back from the major knee injury that he had in the offseason, Chris struggled in the early portion of games. And you almost got the sense that he was trying to make everything for his time in the game happen in his first few
prior to
drives.
snap, ball start on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, repeat second down.
Mike, you not only sensed that, he confirmed that when we talked with him. He said he wanted to show people he was worthy of this hype that he was receiving. The second thing was he knew he was probably going to come out after about the third series, and it's tough to get into a flow as a quarterback. He wanted to make something happen so he could stay in the game. And sometimes he forced things. He learned as the season went on to throw the ball away. It's okay. Live that next down.
Background sophomore quarterback. Now it's 2nd and 10. The 5-yard gain erased. No throw. It's B.J. Johnson, the true freshman. Not going anywhere. The ball came out. And Oregon has it. Jason Nicolau made the first hit to knock Johnson crooked. And the rest of the Ducks picked it up. Oregon starts in the red zone.
You know who gets a hand in there is Steve Smith, number 6. Always around the football, always making plays. He's versatile. I mentioned he's physical. He can come up and tackle. He has the skill to go out into the secondary and make plays against the talented receivers. Here he reads the play. He's going to come in from the left side of your screen, make the tackle, and right when he makes the tackle, the ball comes loose. Steve Smith, great play again, and Jet Boyce recovered it.
Well, this emotional Oregon team, as we said, underdog coming in. This is the tag they've worn for years. They're very comfortable in this role, and they are showing poise early. Aiden Howard in motion. He can throw. He tried to throw the first play of the Oregon State game. He comes back to Harrington, who has it. To open the civil war against hated rival Oregon State. It works here tonight. Joey Harrington's touchdown catch puts the Ducks up 2 scores. Josh Frankel's extra point. The turnover immediately becomes a touchdown. Oregon 14, Texas nothing.
All right, the reason why this play works is that when you play man-for-man coverage, the only man that doesn't have a defensive player assigned to him is the quarterback. Number 3, Joey Harrington. That's why he's wide open, Kirk.
He looked like Steve Young back in '82 going in there for the touchdown. The ball is perfectly thrown here. We got to get Howery back there throwing the ball more often. And how about the athlete? How about the quarterback making the play? Making it happen, Joey Harrington. Good job. Not many style points, but that's Steve Young again here at the Holiday Bowl back in '82.
Absolutely right.
I love the strategy strategy there. Because of coaching and watching tapes, they see that they play goal line man-for-man defense in the outside the red zone, and the only man that doesn't have a defensive man assigned to him and defenses with man-for-man is that guy right there, the quarterback position, Joey Harrington.
B.J. Johnson's fumble, true freshman, first bowl game, first time they're dealing with that 6.5, 7-week layoff. Johnson gets hit, coughs it up. Joey Harrington exudes excitement. His adrenaline level is so high. I asked him this week, has it taken you a while to learn how to back down and get ready for a game? He said, not really. I've been battling that my whole life. You can see it there.
You know how important this game is for him after what he wanted to beat Oregon State with all of his heart. And he unfortunately had a rough game. He threw 5 interceptions at the season finale.
Williams just gets past the 20-yard line. Well covered. The final tackle made by Jermaine Hanspard, who's playing through injury. ABC brings you an NFL playoff doubleheader tomorrow. Peyton Manning takes the Colts down to Miami, whereas the 6th seed, they're very dangerous at 12:30 Eastern against the Dolphins. And then at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, the defending Super Bowl champs, also a 6th seed, the St. Louis Rams, bring former San Diego State star Marshall Faulk into the Superdome for the 2nd straight week to take on New Orleans. Doubleheader wild card playoff action tomorrow on ABC. Remember to start your day with Sunday NFL Countdown here on ESPN. Sims has to get something going. To take off. Let's get moving. Ball forced out by the ground.
The ball failure on the quarterback.
He's down at the 31. And Roy Williams
on the tackle.
Shake it up. The stud wide receiver.
When I talked to him yesterday, I said, is there an area you want to improve? He talked about certain things, improving his route running. He indicated to me that his ankles, he feels like his ankles, because he hurt them a little bit in high school, have been a little bit sensitive. It's almost like a thoroughbred horse that has those tendons. You see, he came up a little bit gimpy there, and he had one ankle taped prior to the game. Now he has both taped, and he feels that both his ankles are weak, and it's really something that's always on his mind, and he worries about it.
Jerry?
You know, that was a big question mark when he came to Texas. They knew he had talent, but they were concerned about his toughness. You know, he missed 8 games as a senior in high school because of a high ankle sprain. Missed the 2nd game this year because of a biceps bruise. And as you mentioned, he sprained an ankle about a week and a half ago in Austin, but did not miss a practice. We'll check on him and get back to you, Michael.
Okay, Doc, 2nd and 3. Hodges Mitchell. Only a couple of yards. 3rd and 1. Down coming up here for Texas.
I want you guys to remember the conversation we had with Coach Matt Brown of Texas yesterday. He said the biggest mistake they made this year is they got behind Oklahoma and they panicked.
Right.
And they went bing, bang, boom, boom. Before you know it, it was 63-14. Now Matt Brown has got to be careful that this team doesn't revert back to Oklahoma. Because I tell you what, Oregon can scoot 63 out of them.
Third down and 1 for the Longhorns. The ball will be 33-yard.
3rd and a yard. Trisel, a sophomore fullback in motion to give Mitchell room to get right at the line.
Mitchell, number 3.
Just shy of the 34. Smith, the senior, top tackler, stopped him close enough to force a measure. He just hasn't.
Like when you look at these guys across the line, the Texas offensive line, 360 pounds, 330 pounds, 340 pounds. Oh, every guy's over 300 pounds. Then you look over at Oregon, and these guys, you know, not that they're small, but they're nowhere close to the size. Yet right now, on both sides of the ball, they're winning at the point of attack.
Texas offensive line averages 6'5", 330 pounds.
Not even a link of the chain, the clasp of the chain.
I'd go for it. I'd go for it.
Wait, you're at your own 30.
I don't care.
It's the first.
I'd go for it. Quarterbacks need, they've got 335, 300, 310, 375, 500 pounds. I'd go for it.
A quarterback who's 6'5", he can lean for this.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Up front. You see where the line judges come in. They'll spot it a 1st down for Texas. is off to the good start here at Qualcomm Stadium, which you see from the aerial pictures courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Goodyear currently operates 6 airships, 3 here in the States, 2 in Europe, and 1 in South America.
I got Goodyear tires on my car. How about you, Kurt? Always. Nothing but Goodyear.
It's better that way.
It's even better.
Well, that will do it for the first quarter here in San Diego. This Texas and the big playability coming in that was touted. Like we said, Oregon's right in a row. They're comfortable. They can make big plays happen as well. Opening drive, they were solid and moved down the field with Joey Harrington. Got in position for the touchdown. The long ball to Keenan Howery. The interception by Steve Smith. And the other turnover set up the touchdown pass back to Harrington. 14-0 Ducks after 15 minutes.
Texas ball, 1st and 10.
In San Diego, here are the numbers after 1. Oregon leading 14-0.
The biggie right here for Texas to 2 costly turnovers in the first quarter.
One directly leading to a touchdown, the throwback pass to the quarterback Harrington. We start with 1st and 10. From its own 34, Texas. Sims with 4 receivers downfield, then releasing. It's Tricer, the fullback. And Matt, his 6th catch of the season, is a 5-yard pickup. Here's Jerry on the sideline.
End of the first quarter, Texas head coach Matt Brown talking about his young quarterback and basically a lot of confidence building on the sidelines when they came over and talked to him during the end of the quarter. He said, we expected this young man expected him to be a little bit inconsistent at the beginning of the football game, but his consistency will come, and as it comes, our offense will begin to move. So we have no concerns here in the Longhorn sideline.
There you see Chris's numbers. Kid who absolutely lives for football. To the 41-yard line. That's about that defensive line hanging in there and playing well most every snap and doing it with confidence now. Didn't start the game, but Jason Nicolau is back in and made the tackle.
Getting back to what Doc said, it's very important for Chris Sims. Early this year, he forced a
the quick fix. Get the long touchdown pass. He needs to stay within the offensive structure, continue to stick with that game plan, and move the sticks. Move the sticks, and eventually you put points on the board.
3rd and 3. Roy Williams has not returned yet. Johnson and Healy at the top of the screen. And on the near side across midfield, it's Montreal Longhorns. First down, Texas at the Oregon 49. 10 yards there. Carry again.
You mentioned Roy Williams, a sensational freshman wide receiver. The word from the Longhorns bench is he has a strained right quadriceps muscle. They have taken Roy to the Texas locker room when doctors have gone with him. They're going to try to stretch him a little bit, but a strained quad normally means you're done for the night. So he's still in the locker room. We'll give you a report when he comes back out momentarily, but probably not much action later on this evening.
That's a 40 catch, 20 yards per grab guy. It's a home run for him. But they have depth there. First and 10. In Oregon territory. But can't get into the second level. It's Rashad Bowman coming up to make the play.
So Rashad Bowman's like, man, I mean, he is everywhere. He comes up, he's physical. This time he was off the line of scrimmage at about 8 to 10 yards. You can see he's talking, he's involved, he's yelling to his own defensive players. Watch him come up now. Watch him. Look, you were talking about it. So often you see defensive backs just kind of fling their body to make a play. That time he wrapped up very nicely and made a nice tackle in the open field against, by the way, a talented running back in the open field in Hodges Mitchell.
Mitchell, 9 carries, 18 yards. 2nd and 10, throw down. Covered the first look. Sims now improvising, forces one, and threw it away. That was a smart play. You know, Chris Sims in the game against Texas A&M, first quarter, 10-minute mark, he had everything covered, threw it away, and got a great hand in Austin from the fans. They appreciated the fact that he was grasping the offense, and that patience led to an explosion at perfect 3rd quarter, and those numbers against A&M.
In the last 2 ball games, Chris Sims has averaged over 49 yards on 5 touchdown passes. Might get a little greedy, like you talked about, Kirk. If he doesn't, he's got a chance to move this clip down nice and slow and nice and efficient.
3rd and 10, needing to get to the 39. 4 receivers are in Green people here. First down. B.J. Johnson, true freshman, tripped out of the 32 by Matt Smith at 17 yards. And a chain mover for the Longhorns.
You know, we talk a lot about Roy Williams when it comes to the Texas wide receivers, but B.J. Johnson is also a true freshman. Here he's in the slot. They say he has more speed out of his burst, the first 10 to 15 yards, than Roy Williams, and also has the ability to slither by the defensive back after making a catch.
The reason why he was wide open is Oregon took a chance and blitzed. The Texas offensive line picked up the blitz. There was no linebackers to help, and that's why Johnson was open in that play.
He's up now at the top of your screen. James Rose is that senior player, 94, showing emotion. He and Ed Wangler there is a couple of second-string defensive linemen trying to keep the line fresh.
Number 55, Ed Wangler. He has a gain of 4 yards. Second down and 6 at the 28-yard line for the Longhorns.
See what Texas does on this now soon-to-be dozen-play drive. Webster.
Our boy Bowman, number 17, came up to make the play, Kirk, and what happened? Watch. Goodbye.
Lowered that shoulder up.
Lowered that shoulder. Healy, 6'1", 200, just kind of dropped that shoulder. And Mr. Bowman won't talk quite as much now after down.
Don't tell them. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
I don't think that play will stop him from talking.
See late defensive adjustments with the interior of the field. He's up front. Hodges Mitchell looks for an opening. Gets to the outside. Hodges Mitchell. Texans. Take it down to the 4.
Such explosive first couple steps. He found that seam. I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, but he got to the outside there, and he almost was able to take it through there. Watch the blocking up front. Follows the fullback. Once he cuts it to the outside,
First and goal at the 3-yard line for the Texas Longhorns.
Outran him and almost took it all the way into the end zone.
He's had 156 straight times with it without a single fumble. Only 2 fumbles and 491 carries. That's amazing.
Big strong Longhorns and a long and patient drive. Will it pay off? There is Mitchell. Touchdown. Texans.
Mitchell, and that's good for a Texas touchdown.
The offensive left side of the line, Davis, Doctor, and Anderson all come off the ball real hard, keep it up their feet, and watch Hodges Mitchell make the break and cut back against the throw. The reason why that was a good play, Kirk, is the linebackers have a tendency to overflow on the goal line, and that's why Mitchell cut back and made the touchdown.
Senior Chris Stockton on for the extra point. Something he's done 134 other times in his 4-year Texas career. Chris Sims with the pressure on, engineers a 14-play, 76 yards, 6.5-minute drive. The Hodges Mitchell touchdown makes it a 7-point game.
Deep to receive, number 21, Jermaine Hensmark. Featuring a Beatrice in East Coast and Oklahoma. With news from Russell Button, Oregon National Headquarters in Washington, D.C.
One of the great fans in college football. University of Texas Hook'em Horns back in the game now at 14-7, 10.5 left. First half of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl. Chris Stockton kicking to Jermaine Hansball from the goal line. Return to
Jermaine Hensmark at the goal line for the Oregon
It was
Ducks.
a nice scoring drive that was capped off by Hodges Mitchell. Don't forget the 4th down pickup.
On the tackle.
On the Texas 33, Matt Brown went with it. He made it, and that gave his team the confidence that the coach had confidence in him to make that drive keep going, Kirk. I like the call because it put aggressiveness back into the Texas offense.
Down 14 in your own territory. Took some courage to make that call.
33-yard line. Wow.
And there's the difference. Early in the season when Chris was starting and Major was coming in, he wouldn't have had that drive a settle into the game drive. From the 20, here come the Ducks. Been very efficient offensively thus far tonight. 15 plays, Morris. He went to junior college in Fresno, really one of the better junior college programs, Fresno City College, and his numbers were frightening in his 2 seasons there. 3,708 yards, an all-time junior college record. All-purpose yards, 4,487.
Oregon football fans have fallen in love with junior college running backs over the year. Reuben Jones last 2 years ago was more of a power back. Now with Maurice Morris, they have a tailback that can take the ball to the house. He has tremendous speed.
Running on second down, he finds a press. Very close to that first down. Just across the 30 when he came down.
You think he's important to the offensive team when it comes to running the ball? He accounts for 66% of the Oregon running game. One man. Now, what I like about him the most is he has got the ability to break and move. But the fullback, Josh Line, number 47, was the reason why that play worked, because he took on the linebacker and gave him a little crease. The crease.
The thing I like about Morris is his size. He has not only the ability to outrun people, but he has a good change of direction. Kind of looks like Eric Dickerson, the way he runs upright, you know?
First down. There's 3 yards there. His pass tells us that he stays as fresh, if not gets to be a better, stronger running back. But as was mentioned earlier, as this season went on, his first season at this level, the Knicks took their toll.
Well, teams early in the year were so concerned about Joey Harrington in the passing game that they stayed back. And then Maurice Morris was destroying them. And right around the USC game, around the early part, middle of the year, teams started to load up and really try to lock him in on him. And then the Ducks had to throw the football for him. So Morris's numbers kind of declined as the year went on.
Off the edge to bring him down by Kalen Thornton, that true freshman difference maker at end.
One of the great calls offensively against man coverage is the option, because the cornerback is going to run with the receiver, and you take away the man who's going to be responsible for the pitch. Here, Joey Harrington came down the line. All he had was one man in Kalen Thornton to either kind of fake the pitch and cut underneath or pitch off of it. Very athletic move there by Thornton to take the quarterback and the running back away.
Long 6 here to pick up the first down. 3 receivers on their side. Tight ends on the other side. Jason Willis. Pearson of the Texas defense, a little attitude as they force Oregon up 3 and out. They get the 1 first down. 1 first down right now.
Gain of 3 yards. And that feels like a
Curtis Dorr, he looked a little slow.
Deep to receive for the Texas Longhorns.
All right, he
Number
looked a
3,
little slow. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't go. I'd go after him.
No block punch this year. But notice that watching film. Slow to get out. They have a return on Thomas Mitchell, who averaged 12 per return. With fair catches with that, the 28. 35-yard punt from the senior from Waterford, Wisconsin.
Great play here by Kalen Thornton, bottom of the screen. Watch him as the option comes right to you. Kalen Thornton's responsible for the quarterback. He takes the quarterback and then has the speed to run down Maurice Morris to bring him down to force the Ducks to do a punt. Texas gets the ball back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl is presented by Culligan. Does your water need a clean bill of health? Find out at Culligan.com. And in part by Dodge and nearly 3,000 dealers who invite you to come see what's different.
Lovely sights of downtown San Diego, California. It's winter, but it is so comfortable out here. Temperatures are in the 70s. During the week, we had movement forward by one of the Texas players. And that will bring a penalty unless it was induced by Oregon, which is what they're claiming. Again, a Big West officiating crew, led by referee Judson Howard.
Prior to snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Big first down.
If you're just joining us here in San Diego, here's how we arrived at 14-7. Joey Harrington, the Oregon quarterback, has thrown one and caught one from Keenan Howry. That came right after a Texas turnover. The last Longhorn drive was 14 plays, 76 yards. They start from 76 yards away from the goal line. Sims down the middle, first down. Brandon Healy from here in the San Diego area. Big play as he gets down 15 more on the Vasuli-Webster late hit. With the penalty, it will be 53 yards. 38 on the catch.
Penalty flag on the field.
There's such respect for these talented freshman receivers. Here to the right, B.J. Johnson took a double team, and it opened up the middle of the field. And what they call Brandon Healy is the old man, because they said he's been around here since Earl Campbell was here. Vasuli-Webster got pulled away, then he came over with a late hit.
The problem there, the reason why that play is that Michael Cavalier, number 56, a linebacker, was trying to cover it. And anytime you can get isolated on a linebacker like that, it's good night, sweetheart. It's all over.
Tough flag as you see it there live, because it was still 1 foot inbounds, but he did have 1 foot on the white, and that's why the call came first against Oregon tonight.
Hate to be redundant, but I got to say that Chris Sims really looks good tonight. He looks like he's in a rhythm. I know he's made a few mistakes as far as the interception to Steve Smith, but as far as the intermediate passes, very accurate, right on the money.
He is the rare young quarterback who has a big arm and is accurate. This be on Texas again.
Penalty flags on the field.
And confusion and frustration with Chad Stevens. He's saying, wait a minute, 36, eligible to move. The official you see on the left of your screen is making the claim that Oregon moved first. We'll see if the umpire, Joe Kozak, has got this right. Now the official's going to explain it to Mac Brown.
I'm telling you why they're doing it. Oregon is not very big, and a big Texas offensive line is killing them. So what they're doing, they're shifting back and forth. Now watch them. You'll see the line shift, and as they shift left and right, the tight end moves off. That should be a penalty on the tight end, because you can do anything you want, Mike and Kirk, on the other side of the ball, shift left and right.
Except when you yell, move, and you really explode with your cadence on the defensive side of the ball, making it sound like the quarterback's cadence. That is a penalty on the defense, and you might wonder, we can't tell from up here, you might wonder if the linebacker that's calling that movement is really barking it out strong.
Not only that, you cannot call anything on defense that is like the automatic system.
Prior to snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
The reason why I don't think it's the call is because they've done it twice. Just about 3 plays ago, they did the same thing.
And
the line is shifting.
A terrific job by the official. Who went over and explained everything to Mac Brown. No reason to yell and complain. And here we're doing this tonight. Don't see the Big West officials often, but thus far, we tip our hat to them. So it's first and 15. Rodgers Mitchell explodes to the 24. Let's send it back to cold and soon-to-be snowbound Connecticut. Here's Chris Fowler.
We're headed from Miami, though, Mike. One of the more dramatic, bold turnarounds you'll ever see. Engineered by Rohan Davey of LSU in a Peach Bowl. 25 unanswered points as the Tigers come from behind, aided by 6 Jacket turnovers to win in Atlanta. Back to you guys.
16 inches right here heading to Bristol.
Chris will find his way to Miami to join you guys.
I was going to say, I hope my man can meet us down there.
You know, Fowler, good day. How about those 2 catches by Reed, back-to-back, the catch for the touchdown and then the 2-point conversion. What a fabulous game, as usual, at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. 2nd and 12 after the gain of 3. Pass is caught. A short gain. The man who's been at issue with the movement, Chad Stevens, the sophomore, gets his 2nd catch of the season.
The way Chris Sims ended this season, it's such an up-and-down season. He debates the controversy. It should be Major Applewhite, it should be Chris Sims. When Major Applewhite got hurt for a 2nd time and opening the door back up, Chris Sims finished really strong. He really put an exclamation point to the regular season against A&M. This game for Chris Sims is huge going into the 2001 season. Another chance to throw the ball here.
One way or the other.
Courtney Garcia, sophomore receiver, here on the floor. On 3rd and 8, Sims has mobility, hasn't crossed the line. Mitchell catches the deflection. Mitchell has first and goal for Texas.
You cannot believe. I think he was 1.5 inches behind the line of scrimmage. Now, I know he's a great athlete, but don't tell me, Kurt, he knew where he was.
He knew what he was doing.
He didn't know where he was. That's luck. He was running, and all of a sudden he hit. No way you could call me. He knew what he was doing on that one. You talk about
shot it.
boys. Holy mackerel.
He looks poised. He's moving around back there.
27 straight times Texas has gone into the red zone and scored, including the one on the last drive. Now going for a game-changing touchdown. It's Leard.
Handoff to number 3.
It'll be 2nd and goal coming up. The tackle, Jason Nicolau. Capital One Bowl week continues with New Year's Eve in Shreveport. See the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, Jackie Sherrill, against the team he used to coach, Texas A&M. Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. End the year. College football on ESPN.
With so much focus on the running game at Texas, great time, I think, for play action, because Oregon is thinking that Texas is going to run because that big offensive line. Some misdirection here.
Lots of quarterback draw also. That's what I do.
As Mitchell is a receiver, it's covered. Sims runs. Sims. Touchdown!
On the quarterback keep, number 1, Chris Sims. And that's a touchdown for
A shot there, too. As his team in position to top. Chris Stockton on to try and tie the game. First 14, the Ducks in the Pac-10. Next 14, the Longhorns from the Big 12.
Texas gets 5 wide receivers out. Chris Sims has all day to throw the football, and I think he's been playing better and better as this game has gone on. Texas down 14, and now they tie this ball game up. How the Blue Jackets doing?
We'll get you an update at the bottom of the hour. We got 8 minutes here.
What?
Automobile trolley. You can take a horse downtown. There's bicycles with a little seat in the back. There are so many ways to get around San Diego. Down at the Gaslamp District earlier this week.
21, Jermaine
A wonderful city. The teams have had a terrific time. The Holiday Bowl rolling out the red carpet. Trips to SeaWorld, luncheon.
And you see this so often in bowl games. You can see the offense and how they've changed. The defense for Texas is moving around with some swagger. The special teams has some swagger. It's interesting, the emotions of college bowl games. One team seems to jump out of the gate, and then all of a sudden they let their guard down and they allow the other team to come back in there.
Interesting to me, it was 4th and 1 on the Texas 33-yard line. Mac Brown showed his team he had confidence by going for it. Since then, they control the ball game on both sides of the ball.
Scoring on that drive had a lot to do with that confidence, too.
Time, throwing it away, intended for Marshawn Tucker. Tucker and Howard, the two receivers in the line. Sean Rogers, the likely first-round NFL draft pick with great pressure.
Sean Rogers is 6'4", 320 pounds. We say he should be a first-round draft choice. The only problem he has right now is his durability. Now watch the quickness for a guy 320 pounds come in and make the tackle. The problem is Mike and Kirk, he's had a lot of injuries. Can he handle the National Football League injury-wise?
How about when he walked in along with Casey Hampton and Leonard Davis and Mike Williams? I don't think there are 4 guys that can walk into a room in the NFL that look that good.
Incomplete. Texas has stepped up its defense and its defensive pressure, not just from the line, but the DBs now.
On the planet Mars, there's not four better-looking guys than those guys.
Those guys walked over the rim, and I thought, this isn't Colorado State in Wyoming.
And let me tell you nothing. They got a strength coach, Jeff Madden, who's better looking and bigger than they are. They've got to have the best looking lineman in the world.
Mad Dog got put in there 3 technique.
I think he's playing it right now.
Mad Dog out there.
3rd and 10. Longhorns bringing pressure.
I think.
Yes, it is. But the touchdown counts, and Texas takes the lead. We mentioned earlier that's the guy who took it back against Texas A&M on the very first play of that game offensively for the Aggies. This extra point try will be a long one, but Mike Belotti's concern right now is Joey Harrington in the offense. They've lost their momentum.
Texas has been playing so much man-to-man. Here in 3rd and 10, Greg Brown's going to sit here and zone and just kind of hang out. And I think Joey Harrington expected man-to-man. He threw the ball out into the flat, thinking he's throwing it away, and Brown is waiting there. Probably the easiest interception he's had in his career.
35-yard extra point now after the penalty on Brown.
One thing about Harrington, he's had a problem the last game against Oregon State of throwing interceptions. This way he does it again. Brown, as you call, was in perfect position. Now Texas is 21, Oregon 14, and everybody can see it right there.
Deep to receive for Oregon, number 21, Jermaine Hansbart.
If you're just joining us, we welcome you to the 2000 Culligan Holiday Bowl in San Diego. Oregon jumped out to a 14-0 lead. 3 Texas touchdowns in the last 6:53. 2 in the last 28 seconds. And now a little bit of pressure on the team in green.
Something about the air in San Diego, the Holiday Bowl every year. And it's not done yet. It goes like this every single year.
No, it's definitely not done.
Well, Mike, you guys are watching a flurry right there in your game. That's been the theme of the bowls today. At halftime, we'll talk about the 3 flurries of the 3 winning teams in bowl games and also preview that Nebraska-Northwestern game in San Antonio tomorrow night. That's when Rod Gilmore joins me at the half.
We got the flurries. Yeah, we got the flurries then.
27 yards.
Snow flurries.
Oh, Chris back. What do you have?
Well, with Texas and Oregon each scoring over 14, this is every
Ducks take over, first down and 10.
team scored at least 14 points. Pressure on Joey Harrington, the junior football. This is set up to
Pass complete to Maurice Morris.
7-yard gain.
See, that just drives me
Go ahead, make
crazy.
your point, make your
The
point.
officiating is ridiculous when it comes to Greg Brown makes an interception, and he's going to high step into the end zone. Now we have a situation where the entire game, these two teams have been jabbing back and forth with each other. If there are any officials out there, please listen. If you're going to make the call it consistently. If you're going to call a high step, call it when you're jabbing back and forth verbally, questioning each other, or don't call it at all. One or the other.
The handoff to Maurice Morris.
Got some pressure there. Corey Redding also in on the tackle. I agree with you, by the way.
1 yard gain.
I don't want to leave you on an island.
I can't
I'm
stand
with you.
it. College football is about emotions. They're trying to take the emotions away. If they're going to call it all the time, or don't call it at all. That's the only thing I ask.
Does he get like this often, Lee?
That's the only. This is the only thing in the game that makes me feel like Lee.
He's very emotional at this time. Just get him on, say nothing. It's a ball game.
Swinging momentum.
It'll come with a broken on the first step.
Just over the 42. Good throw by Carter. Tight end. Big play earlier for a touchdown. Stayed alive to drag that one out to the 49-yard line. Junior caught 20 balls this year. The passion of football you will see in the season tomorrow on ESPN2, parts 1 and 2. A great show chronicling a season in Pennsylvania high school football. All you fans in Texas know about big-time high school football. See what it's like up in Pennsylvania. A team that goes to the state championship tomorrow on ESPN2, both parts of the season.
Very good drive so far for Oregon. You indicated the pressure is on Joe Harrington, Mike. I think it's important they try to get at least a field goal on this drive to get some momentum back.
First and 10 with 3 receivers. Jason Willis in motion. Misdirection of the receiver. He can throw anybody on the Texas front 4. It's Kalen Thornton getting up and clapping. Rogers, Marcus Tubbs in there with the tackle. There's the former National High School Player of the Year.
Tackle made by Sean
Both quarterbacks got off to different starts. Sims was cold, Harrington was hot, and momentum changed almost when the quarter changed.
The ball at midfield.
Mike Bellotti was the offensive coordinator for a half-dozen years at Oregon when Rich Brooks was the head coach. When Rich went to the NFL, Bellotti slid in now at age 50. He's won 71 games in 10 years as a head coach. 48 at Oregon. Harrington has a man breaking free. Lowry was sprinting once he got a step. Harrington just couldn't hook up with his sophomore receiver.
Keenan Howry comes all the way from the left side on a bootleg action. Watch him come down number 15, makes a head and shoulder fake, and comes across. Now, the reason why Harrington didn't get the ball to him, he threw it right off the wrong foot. If you watch it right here, see, He threw it off the wrong foot. Instead of setting that, planting that left foot, Kirk, and throwing the football, right-handed quarterback, he'd have hit him.
A lot of his momentum coming towards the sideline, and kind of pulled the ball away from the receiver there.
He hurried himself instead of setting his feet and hit them for a touchdown.
On the way down again, he's lucky that Roger Favors didn't see that a half second quicker. He would have been in the house with a touchdown. Fourth down punt.
Texas' defense is playing at a different level right now. The intensity up front, they're getting pressure now on Harrington. The secondary is playing better man coverage. It's amazing what momentum can do for these teams.
It's amazing to me. Texas plays 5 full-time freshmen and 3 redshirt freshmen on defense. I mean, is that a good-looking football team in the future? Or
all they have to do is replace Sean Rogers and Casey Hampton in the middle. Everybody else is done.
All they have to do.
Deep receive in the grade, Hodges Mitchell for the Longhorns.
Texas ball on the 29-yard line. Recovery from Marcus Wilkins. Did we say
I say that.
slow?
You said slow, I said slower. He takes too long. What happens is Curtis Dorr takes the ball and he doesn't catch it way out front with his hands. He lets it come all the way across into his body. Now watch, as the ball comes back into his body, he's too slow.
Well, he had to catch a knuckle slider and it was coming back to him. That ball, watch the snap coming back to him.
But you see, he takes his time, too slow. He's got to get rid of it. In fact, I'm not saying this, Mike, you and I brought it up before, didn't we, or what?
We did. Bo Trahan came up with the recovery. He's the third-string quarterback, but he's also a special teams demon, leads them in tackles. Well, Texas has an opportunity to make a huge momentum second quarter statement. Confusion, play clock at 8. Trissels running laps. Sims takes a timeout.
That's the best motion you can use because nobody knows where to go. The offense didn't know, the defense didn't know. Isn't that funny looking?
Well, the timeout. Great field position set up by the former high school quarterback. Played quarterback in the Kansas game briefly. Bo Trahan laid out, took it in the gut. Gives Texas a golden opportunity with 71 seconds left. One of the world's most enduring symbols, the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, providing aerial pictures. Goodyear blimps travel over 100,000 miles every year, covering major events like the Culligan Holiday Bowl. Texas 1st and 10, looking to add to a 21-point second quarter. Sims can't get away. Sacked. Ball is not fumbled. Again, the ground causing it to come out. But good pressure from Collier, the linebacker. Senior from quarterback sack.
Michael Collier.
The outside linebacker, Collier, comes from this one. Now, the thing about this that I liked about Chris Sims, before the season would have started as a freshman, he would have thrown that ball and thrown an interception. But the key thing on this thing, he kept his poise. I think you brought it up in your meetings with him, didn't you, Kirk, that you thought he was more poised now than ever?
Well, and he's the one who really feels that way.
Yeah.
He said early in the year that it was a lot of pressure to try to live up to all the expectations. And now all of a sudden what he's been able to do and learning, and not only learning from playing, but learning and watching Major Applewhite has helped him late in the year to be a more mature quarterback. I think most quarterbacks go through that, but it's especially tough when you have all those expectations added on.
What impresses me the most about Chris, National High School Player of the Year in 1998, Phil's son, Texas quarterback, so much pressure. The time we spent with him, he's the most impressive young sophomore, true sophomore, that I've been around, just because he handles the whole thing and enjoys it and embraces it.
You got to say a word for Major Applewhite, though. Now, this guy's a good football coach to be.
Yes.
He's a team player. Remember, I saw that kid, Major Applewhite, beat Nebraska twice, and that's all I needed to show. That's a tremendous man right there, Major Applewhite.
Big 12 freshman of the year, then sophomore year MVP offensively in the conference.
People forget the year Ricky Williams won the Heisman Trophy that Richard Walton went down with an injury. It was a young freshman by the name of Major Applewhite who stepped in and really helped Ricky win the Heisman Trophy.
Sims and Applewhite have gotten along a lot better this year. It's helped both of them handle this difficult situation that Matt Brown has also handled very well. Second and 20, 5 receivers for Sims. Mitchell flying down as Mitchell keeps going. 14 yards. It's going to come
The
back.
pass is complete. Number 3, Hodges Mitchell.
Hold or clip on
On the tackle, Garrett Siebel. Taking a flag on the field.
There's the hold. We're going to look at second and 30-something here because that's from the spot of the foul. Should be second and about 35, I think, for the Longhorns. Well, we mentioned the Dodge difference. Halftime report coming up. Chris Fowler, Rod Gilmore back in the studio. Talk of these comebacks we've seen in the bowls. Early one for Texas here tonight. The Battle of Champions from earlier today in the AXA Equitable Liberty Bowl, and we'll preview tomorrow's Sylvania Alamo Bowl from San Antonio. It's all ahead on the Dodge Different Halftime report.
You mentioned Chris Sims and Major Applewhite and how they've handled this whole thing. It's going to be even more interesting next year if they're both there going into spring ball. The media, you know, in Austin and all over the country, who's your starting quarterback, Mac? Who's it going to be? And it's going to be a difficult decision, especially if Chris Sims continues to play the way he has here in this first half the rest of this game, because the A&M and potentially this game give him a big advantage going into spring ball.
Early November knee injury forced Applewhite back out of the lineup. He's about 95% healthy and is the backup for tonight's game. It was only a 10-yard loss from the line of scrimmage. It is second and 30. Texas one timeout and a turn and clock now. And one Mitchell. Tackle. See the Oregon take a timeout.
The ball carrier, Hodges Mitchell.
Smith tackle.
Brought down by number 29, that's Matt
Sims is
Smith.
rushing his team to the line. Try to sneak in another snap here in the final
1-yard
20.
gain.
I'd let the clock run all the way down and throw a Hail Mary towards the end zone.
Hey, you can still get a field goal. You know, get a maybe a 15 or 20-yard game.
But then I would have taken the timeout just to set up a play.
Where's that red line is supposed to show the field goal distance? Don't we have that anymore?
Final play, first half. Sims, home run ball. Nobody there. Interception Oregon.
That's one not good for the stats.
No, that's a quarterback making that comment. Ryan Mitchell. That's the kind it sounds bringing the half.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's halftime.
First 14 Oregon.
Longhorns 21,
Second quarter
the Oregon
21 for
Ducks with
Texas.
14.
Culligan Holiday Bowl halftime.
The Culligan Holiday Bowl once again.